guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, my name's Jenny and this is Arnold the Praying Penguin, and we create videos every Saturday about prayer, about exploring the Bible and about living out your faith. So do subscribe to see more videos from me and Arnold. So we're back with another creative prayer video, sharing some creative prayer ideas that we think you guys can use in groups, at home on your own, with your family or wherever. And as it's now November and leading up to Remembrance Day, we thought it'd be a really good opportunity to look at some creative ways of praying for peace. Now when you think of remembrance prayers, you might think of quite solemn, quiet, just straight written out prayers rather than anything creative or fun. And whilst Remembrance Day is quite a solemn occasion, and it's right that we're respectful of this, it's also important that we explore the ideas of conflict and peace and praying for peace in different ways, using different learning styles and praying in different ways that encourage everyone to get involved with praying for peace. So today we want to share 4 different creative prayer ideas that you could use by yourself, with your family, in church or in a group, all about praying for peace. But when we talk about praying for peace, we're not just talking about wars. We can pray for peace in lots of different ways, for lots of different scenarios, as well as these major conflicts that we see around the world that it is really important for us to pray for. There are other situations that we can pray for too. An end to violence and crime. We've seen a lot of unrest this year, especially in America. So we can pray for peace in those situations, in those cities. We can pray for peace between different political standpoints, where those differences have caused conflict. And more personally, we can pray for the conflicts that we see in our day-to-day lives, arguments with siblings or other family members, conflicts with work colleagues that we don't get along with, and all of these other personal conflicts that we see all around us. So our first prayer idea is ripple prayers. So for this we need a bucket or a container, some water, and a small stone. So for this prayer idea, we're going to take one of our stones and drop it into the water and see what happens. You could also try this outside in a puddle or at a lake, but hopefully you'll be able to see the ripple effect as the stone hits the water. So to use this as a prayer idea, what we're going to do is, as you watch the ripples spread across the water, reflect upon the way that your actions impact others and may lead to conflict. Think about things that you may have said that have led to conflict. Think about things that you may have done. Bring them in your mind before God and ask for His forgiveness for those things. Then, as you see the water settle after the ripple, pray that in the future you will be someone that brings peace, a peacemaker. Pray for a settling and a calm of those conflicts in your personal life. So our second prayer idea is to make an origami peace crane. So origami cranes became a symbol of peace after the story of a young girl who was a victim of the bombing in Hiroshima. She survived the initial blast, but later died as a result of the radiation exposure from the bombing. But while she was in hospital, it's believed that she folded over 1,000 of these paper cranes. So to make an origami crane, we start with a square piece of paper and we fold it in half diagonally. Next, we fold it in half again. Then we open up one side and flatten it to make a square, like this. And we turn it over and make another square on this side. So it should look like one square. Next we take the top layers of each side and fold these into the middle. And then unfold them again. We then fold this top corner down across the line from those 2 fold marks. And then unfold it again. We then lift the top layer from the bottom upwards and fold the 2 sides in. We then turn this over and repeat those steps on this side. Folding the sides in first, opening them up, folding the top down and up, and then opening it out and flattening the sides. The next step is to fold these two sides into the middle again. And then fold it over and do the same on the other side. We then need to do a reverse fold to get each of these two sections sticking out this way. So we do this by opening out one side, pushing the leg up and then closing it again. So again on this side, we open it up, push the leg up, and then close the side again. So that they both stick up. And then on one side of these, we're going to make the head by folding it down, just like we did with the leg. We can then fold these wings down, and we have a peace crane. So now take some time to think about some of the situations around the world or in your life where you want to see peace. If you can't think of any, maybe have a search on the internet and see where in the world conflict is currently happening. You can then write or draw these situations and your prayers for these situations onto your peace crane. Then leave it somewhere around your house where you'll see it and be reminded to pray for peace. Our third prayer idea are poppy prayers. And all you'll need for this is a poppy. The poppy is also a really famous symbol of peace. After the First World War, the landscapes and fields that had been demolished by the warfare were just fields of mud, and very little was growing there. But out of that destruction grew poppies, and since then they've become a symbol of remembrance. They are sold and worn around Remembrance Day every year. So for this prayer idea, we're going to be taking a closer look at the poppies and using the poppy to lead our prayers. So we start with the red petals of the poppy. And for this, we're going to pray and thank God for all those who gave their lives fighting in wars, fighting to bring peace. We pray for all of those who are currently fighting, that God will protect them. And we also pray for all of those who have lost loved ones, that God will bring them comfort and peace. Secondly, we look at the black centre of the poppy, and we think about all those leaders whose actions have led to conflict. And we pray that God will change their hearts so that they will look for peace rather than for conflict. And thirdly, we look at the green leaf on the poppy and think about new life. We pray for new life that we see around the world, and for hope, for ends to conflict, and for a new generation, and that where there has been conflict and destruction, new life and hope for a peaceful future will come. So you could use these prayer ideas, perhaps just while you're wearing your poppy, as a reminder of these different things to be praying for the sacrifice that other people have made, for God to change people's hearts, and for new life and hope for the future. Or perhaps you could make your own poppy using different coloured paper and pray for these different things as you're making each section of the poppy. And our fourth idea is to make stress balls. So for this, we'll need one balloon, some flour, and some wool. So for our stress ball prayers, we're going to be making our stress ball out of a balloon and some flour. So we start by stretching the balloon slightly by blowing it up. And we just let the air back out again. So to make our funnel, we've taken a plastic bottle and we're just going to cut around here to give us a funnel and then a head for the balloon to go over. So we've stretched our balloon over the end of the bottle and we're going to add in our flour to fill up the balloon. So once you've got your balloon filled up with flour to about the size that you want your stress ball to be, we now need to detach it from our funnel. I'm going to do this very carefully so that flour doesn't go everywhere. So we've got it off the funnel and we pushed all the flour from the top bit down into the main base so that we can tie this off and seal our balloon. So you could decorate your stress ball however you like, but I thought one cool idea would be to give it some hair and a little bit of a face, turn it into a little person. So we're going to grab some wool and just add a little bit of blue hair. So we're just going to tie our wool around the top. So now we have our little blue head person and we can just add on a little face. So we can use this stress ball to pray by holding it whilst we pray and thinking about the different conflicts that are happening in the world or in our own lives. And also as a way to help us calm down when we're stressed. And we can pray and ask God to help us be calm rather than stressed, help us to be peaceful, and help us to not cause conflict, to help us to bring peace. So those are mine and Arnold's 4 different creative prayer ideas to help us pray for peace. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos from me and Arnold. And do let us know what other kinds of creative prayer ideas you might like to see in the future, so that we can make some more videos just like this. If you do try out some of these prayer ideas, let us know, we'd love to see them. Let us know down in the comment or take a picture and pop it on Instagram. You can tag us at Arnold Prays or using the hashtag PrayingWithArnold. And we will see you next Saturday for a new video. Bye!